Hey guys, welcome back. I've got Dave again here. So Dave, in my shop, what I do a lot is chainsaw sharpening, okay?
Yep.
A lot of people bring me the chainsaw. Some people will just bring the chain off the saw.
It's easier for you.
It's easier, it's quicker for me.
Yep.
But some people, Dave, they'll bring the whole chainsaw,
Yep.
okay, because they don't really know how to put a chain on or do whatever. But oftentimes they come in and they say, hey Don, I've got a brand new chain on my chainsaw, but it's still not cutting. What's going on?
Right.
Okay, Dave, so I'm going to start by asking you a question here because, you know, you're here to learn.
Yep.
This saw came in Friday.
Right.
Customer says it's not working.
Okay.
This is another saw here.
Yep.
Okay. What do you think's going on? Why wouldn't this saw be cutting it? It starts and runs properly.
Right. So one of the most basic things that I think we have to look at is, you know, really bringing ourselves back to the average homeowner level. And that's not to talk badly or poorly upon anybody at all. But I mean, if we're buying MS-170s and we're using it at a cottage or using it a few times a year, it's safe to say that a lot of people aren't necessarily a guru or a pro user.
That's why, you know, sometimes I take my pickup to the shop.
Right.
If I don't feel well, I actually go see a doctor.
Exactly. You break your arm, you go to a doctor.
Exactly.
You don't YouTube it necessarily all the time. But
so let's zero in on this saw here, Dave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Customer brought it in.
Yep.
He says no matter what he does, it just doesn't seem to want to cut right.
Right.
He brought it in to be sharpened.
Right. So let's check this out right here because I think I've spotted the problem already.
Yeah.
This chain's almost done, but we know that when chains spin, they spin forwards on these saws. If you look here, the teeth are facing backwards.
Exactly.
So I think this is a good example here, Don. Teeth, see the cutting edge right there?
Pointing
to the forward. Right, and the flat edge is the back of the chain, right? So as this chain spins...
Yeah, the cutters have to be facing...
the front.
Yeah.
And I mean, it seems simple and rudimentary, but just, you know, maybe you're not paying attention when you put the chain on and you wonder why it's not working.
Yeah,
well,
so they put the chain on backwards.
That's it. And it'll go on backwards. Like there's no, it's not like it won't spin backwards. Like there's nothing stopping it from operating backwards. It's just when you're cutting, you don't get the result that you want.
Exactly. And you know what? Like I've made that mistake too.
Yeah.
I've made it, you know, you're in a rush, you put it on.
Yeah.
Okay, we know the way the chain should be facing.
Right.
What damage do you think that could cause to a saw if the chain is on backwards?
Well, it depends on how quickly or how much you use it and try to make it work when the chain is backwards.
Yeah.
The thing about a chainsaw is when you actually go into the wood, you're creating load on the engine. So when your chainsaw is set up properly and the teeth are digging into the wood, it creates load on the engine. And that is what you want. You want load on the engine because when you don't have load and you have a chain that is on backwards, it has a tendency to over rev. So it's not digging in, it's not creating load on the engine, and therefore it's kind of spinning super, super fast, especially if you have the throttle all the way down.
Exactly, Dave. The analogy that I use for this, Dave, is if you sat in your car, put it in park, and rev the engine,
sitting there,
it's going to blow.
It's going to blow up.
But if you're in drive, it's fine.
Exactly. And it's not any different than on a chainsaw. So if you don't have the load and you have tons of RPMs, you have excess of heat, and eventually your saw will self-destruct.
Exactly. You'll end up with a scored piston, cylinder, all that stuff. Okay, Dave, so that's right. You can end up scoring your piston, cylinder, all that, running it with no load because the chain's on backwards. But what other damage do you think you could cause if you used a chainsaw with the chain on backwards for an excessive amount of time?
I'm not too sure. I mean, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking that maybe the bar will overheat and it'll wear improperly, but I'm not sure. What do you think?
It probably wouldn't affect the bar too much.
Okay.
So here's a chain, Dave. Maybe this will get you thinking exactly to zero in.
Oh, the drive link.
Exactly. So you see when the chain's installed properly.
Oh.
And it's facing toward the front like this, the drive links go into the sprocket. They're They're positioned like this.
So just because it can work going backwards doesn't mean it's working optimally because the drive link isn't engaging. So you could wear out your sprocket.
Exactly, and the chain. Okay, so I've seen guys come in with chainsaws with the chain on backwards.
Right.
And their chain was wrecked.
Right.
All the drive links were burred or, you know, chewed away.
Yep, notched even.
Yeah, and the sprocket had a little bit more wear than normal.
Right.
Okay, so that's what can happen.
Okay, so that's actually cool to look at that because I thought it didn't matter if it was on forward or backwards, but it totally does because
a difference,
that is designed to hook into the sprocket.
Exactly.
Got it.
That makes sense to you, Dave?
Absolutely. Thanks, Don.
That's good, yeah. We're always learning something here.
That's it.
All right, guys, so always make sure that the sharp end of your chain is pointing toward the front of your chainsaw. That's how you know the chain's on properly. Thanks for being in the video, Dave, again.
Thanks for having me.
Make sure to subscribe to our channels. All the links are below the video, and you guys have a great day.
Take care.